Hello, hello. I really hope everything works. Because I have no idea. Oh, the chat box. Yes. Sorry. Very happy that the chat box works. Well, we can hear you. Well, that's good. It's kind of the point. Hello. It's working so far. True. Last time I streamed on YouTube was on this channel when I was starting it up. So all the settings seem to work still, which is good. All right, I'm going to maximize this and hope everything doesn't work. It doesn't break. Okay, I think we're good. Excellent. Oh, see now, this is the only problem I'm having. I've put a Mass Effect background on here, but for some reason it keeps going black. I don't understand why. So you know what? I'm going to use my backup one, which is this one. There you go. That is a background. It is background. That's a background I made. I made a loop of it. It's on loop on OBS, and for some reason it's just going black every so often. So it was fine yesterday. But anyway, Heather, Nomad, how are we? I think I posted everywhere I need to post. Okay. What do you mean, What did I do? I'm just glad the microphone works and the chat works actually, because this is a new chat box that I made about a month ago. It did have a thick border around it, but I took it away because I didn't like it. So I like the chat box though. Having a dandy of a day. So good. Having spoken to you multiple times, I know what that means. So. Is there any particular reason you're having a dandy of a day? While I try and find something. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, got it. It's just a meh day. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So, what is that still open? Okay, there we go. And considering where I live, meh is a good day. That's true. Very true. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I had a pretty meh day too. But we're doing okay. I'm trying to find some background music to put on. It was just here. Anyway. I don't know how well you're going to hear this because I have to finagle it a bit. I'll be honest, I don't know if you can hear that at all. So it's Mass Effect 1 title, menu title music. Yeah. God. So I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. But I did Vigil, thank you. Yes, it was Vigil. For some reason, the video I listened to is an hour loop. And I just put it on loop, so it just loops and loops. But it doesn't say Vigil in the title. It just says Mass Effect, main title screen, 1 hour of music. It didn't say Vigil. But on the same channel, I can see on the recommended on the far side, it also says Mass Effect ILOS Vigil theme. It's the same song. So, what the hell? There we go. But yes, I'm going to play that on loop in the background because it's chill, it's calming, it's relaxing, and I like it. So yes, I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. I'm aiming for at least an hour. Just to kind of putz around and have a chat about stuff, and mainly to kind of get my ass in gear to make videos and stuff again. Because Christmas was busy because I was working a lot, but now that's kind of died off. And your chat bot stopped working, it seems. Did I have a chat bot? I don't actually remember. Do you mean like a YouTube chat bot or like something else? I don't know. Also, are you my mod? I don't know if you're my mod. How do I mod people? Oh, I can make you mod. Okay, there you go. I can also report you, remove you, put you in timeout, and hide you. Can manage block words and manage block words and change chat modes in live. Oh, okay. I'm gonna make you a standard moderator for now. What the hell just happened to the chat? I made you a standard moderator. I didn't know there was 2 versions. That's interesting. Look, you're blue with a shield and, according to my chat, a spanner. Alright. There you go. It just means you can kick people out if they're not very nice. Which is fine. So yes, the whole point of this was to basically get my ass in gear. Like, I wasn't doing anything tonight. I've had the last few days off because I took some holiday from work. I've still got a few days off because from tomorrow is my normal days off, so I've still got time to do stuff. I am writing a script on Exodus, and I've got at least 2 on Mass Effect, I think. Definitely 1. I'm not sure about the second one. I want to do one on the Expanse, but I don't know a lot about it at the moment, so yeah. Hey, long time no see, how you doing? Hey, Corey, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I am okay. I am doing well. How are you? I've been wanting to do an Exodus video for a while because I've been following that game since the old channel, and the last video I did on that, on Outer Odyssey, was 6 years ago. That just ticked over to 6 years. Actually, I believe as of the 2nd of February, that was officially 6 years since I did that video. And it was the second to last video on the channel. If you want to be picky about it, it was actually the last video on the channel, because the one I did 2 years later technically doesn't count. So I'm going to change screens in just a second. That's muted, that's fine. I'm glad to hear. Let's just wait for the rest of the snow to melt. Oh, oh dear. That's always fun. I live in the south coast of England. We get snow once every 15 years, if we're lucky. So that is not a problem I've had. A lot of rain though. Rain's always a fun one. Okay, I think this is going to work. Excuse me. I'm going to change screens. That's Malgato, which is not what I want. And that's just a black screen. Well, that's even more helpful. Why is it not working? It's on the wrong one. Oh, there you go. God. OBS, what are you doing? There we go. So I'm just playing trailers in the background. So yes. So, hello. Welcome. I am going to talk about some games for a bit because since Exodus got officially announced, a year or so ago, and since Mass Effect got announced, 6 years ago at this point? Sorry, the next Mass Effect, and also the Expanse of Osiris Reborn got announced as well. I don't think any of these games are coming out this year, but the one that's probably is closest to coming out this year is the Expanse, and Exodus is early next year as far as I'm aware, and Mass Effect is many years off. So hey, Spiffing, how you doing? So we have time to talk. Obviously, last N7 Day last year was the first time in a long time, I got to just sit back and relax and watch N7 Day as a fan. Now, granted, we didn't get a huge amount, but what we did get was interesting. We got the Krogan Civil War picture, which was cool, and I do like they kind of put these sneaky messages and stuff. That's always fun. I do tend to agree with a lot of people about Mass Effect at the moment, where I think they probably announced it a bit too soon, but I think to give people hope that a game is coming, they just had to announce it and say, by the way, here's next Mass Effect 2. Which, in hindsight, probably wasn't the best idea. They could have announced a couple of years ago rather than 6 years ago at the Game Awards, and here we are 6 years later and the game's still in technically pre-production. I know they're hiring for a production manager, which will indicate that oh hey, the chat start working, which will indicate that they're heading into full production now, considering, and this is going to be touching on Spiffing's point right there, saying, I did read something that an ex-BioWare dev saying that BioWare is strictly a one-game studio going forward, that being Mass Effect. Yeah, at this point, Mass Effect is going to be the only game that BioWare are working on, which I know they had the job losses recently, but with a one-game studio now, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Maybe having a huge team like they probably had in the past isn't so much of a problem anymore because they are a one-game studio. But it also means they're going to take longer because they haven't got anywhere near as much. What the hell is going on in my chat there? They haven't got anywhere near as much staff on hand to get the game going quicker. Hence why it's probably taken 6 years to get to the point where they're just about to go into full production, which is... I'm not 100% sure how to feel about that. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. Mass Effect is my favorite series of all time. But at the same time, I will always have concerns. I will always say that rather than I'm super excited for a game or I'm super hyped and everyone should be hyped too, I'm always the cautiously optimistic person because I'm in my 40s and getting hyped up for something as life goes on now, it's I can't take those emotional knocks. Cyberpunk did me in when that came out, so yes, I'm of the cautiously optimistic camp now. So I'm obviously looking forward to it. Whenever it comes out, I think people said yes, under our new Saudi overlords, yes. I'm sure it'll be fantastic and nothing will be wrong at all. Well, to be fair, they've got to go through the is it not the FCC? Who is it? The one that went after Microsoft when they were going to buy Activision. The FCC? Why would the FCC? But they're kicking up a stink about the deal now, so they got to get through that now. So it might not happen, but it probably will. Let's be honest. So let's see what we got here. I've also got this is the music that's playing, by the way. I've also got Carla and Atharia's channel up because, in terms of Mass Effect content, these are pretty much the only two YouTube channels I watch at the moment, and I love their videos. They're always like super in depth. So I'm probably gonna play one at some point, just in the background, not with the volume on, but just to have something else in the background. I'm trying to find it now. I'm sure EA will lean very hard into AI. Oh, I'm absolutely certain of it. It's only a matter of time. I'm surprised they haven't announced it already. Or have they? I may have missed something. There is a video that Atharia's done somewhere, and I really like it because in the video I was playing here, if I go, where is it? Let me go back. This galaxy cluster / scourge, whatever the frig it is, she did a video on it and it blew my mind when I first watched it, and I can't remember which one it is. I remember it being a long video, but I can't remember. I can't find it. It's somewhere on here. I'll find it at some point. Yeah, but go watch and sub to Atharia and Carla because they're brilliant. But yeah, it specifically calls out that oh god, that's just gone. This star cluster, this galaxy here, is in the background of when you go to the Normandy crash site in Mass Effect 2. And I was like, no, that's not true. No, it's there. It's fully there. It's just sat there. I'm like, oh. I even took like screenshots from my Xbox and put it on my OneDrive. I was going to use it as a video at some point, but I don't know what I was going to use it for exactly. I don't remember. I am looking forward to a new Mass Effect. So what do you think the canon ending is? And do you think we'll see any character returning? Well, I've learned the obvious, like you can see in the video there, where Liara is returning, but I think that's one of those ones where you can go, okay, that's kind of a given because she's got a long lifespan, and even there is some not discrepancy, there is discussion as to how long in the future the next game is set. Some people have said 700-800 years in the future, and some people say 4 years in the future. Not 400, 4 years in the future. So that's going to be interesting to find out what's right and what's wrong on that one, because that's two very different points in time. So I don't know. So I'm glad Liara's coming back, because Liara was my blue queen, both in my male and female shepherd run. This may shock people in the chat, but I just recently, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, finished my first ever playthrough of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I actually finished the trilogy on Legendary Edition for the very first time. I know. But I imagine the Krogan City will last in 7 days. I think it would be madness not to think Rex would be involved in some way, or at least its offspring. Yeah, that's kind of the theory, that the Krogan, or the main focused Krogan in that picture, is like their offspring. So that's a common theory. So how much proof is behind that at the moment? Obviously, it remains to be seen, because we are years out from a new Mass Effect at this point. So yeah. what do I think the canon ending will be? I mean, going by this trailer that's playing right now, it clearly looks like Destroy, which is fine by me because in my currently finished playthrough, I picked Destroy. So that's fine. So it's a miracle. Whoa. So yeah. I know. It only took me, what, 2.5 years, 3 years from the release of that game? I remember doing a live stream, like confirming, this is on the old channel, but I remember doing a live stream that game was confirmed as we were on the live stream. So that's how long ago that was. That was years ago. I literally just had the old channel up as well. When was that live stream? I am interested now. I don't doubt they'll become an AI first company. I just hope my gambling team managed to get a finished best product before they start all that. I think them using AI before the next Mass Effect coming out is seeing as companies are already using AI in certain regards, then yeah. So I did a live stream 5 years ago. What the hell just happened? I went to pause the video and it kicked me back to my channel. It was on, it doesn't give me a date, which is super helpful. Oh, there we go. November 7th, obviously. 2020. So that was 6 years this year. I did the live stream on Outer Odyssey that basically said, you know, this is, you know, they've confirmed that the Legendary Edition is coming out. So that was just over 5 years ago. And it came out 2.5, 3 years ago. I think we might be coming up 10 years pretty soon since the load it. Oh, hang on, I can check that. I'm in the right playlist. No, not 10 years. You're a few years off. It is 7 years. That's the longest live stream I've done, and absolutely nothing happened in that live stream. Other than the fact that my sanity slowly died. That was fun. So, hello, Michelle. I have to read that as numbers and letters then, but I think it's Michelle. You're not late. I've only been going for about 20 minutes and I barely got started. Yeah, so you're fine. But hello, welcome. Here's a better question. English. Here's a better question. What if not only are about her and Shepherd Child look for the artifacts like her mother and those artifacts from the Reaper Wars? Ooh, I mean that could be good. I think it's pretty well confirmed that that's Diara at this point. If it is longer in the future, like the hundreds of years rather than the 4 years, then I could potentially see offspring involved at that point. My Fenshep, which was my most recent playthrough that I finished, definitely romance Liara, so there is chance for child. But whether they go that in depth, I don't know if they're going to do like a save state that crosses over from your trilogy playthrough over to Mass Effect 5. I call it Mass Effect 5 because it is the 5th game, but each their own. I think I made some loading screen hoodies whilst we waited. I think I have the pictures. Oh no, I have the pictures of the old ones we did. Yeah, no, I've still got something somewhere. I think it's Lara. She has the wrinkles. She's a grandma now. I think the high resolution picture of her with like the crow's feet and stuff is the only thing we have that points to her being like significantly older, or at least that's what people are grabbing onto anyway. But it might. I don't know. It's a difficult one because I agree partially with both camps, where it's like, oh no, she's significantly older, or it could be like a high resolution and she's just, you know, looks more realistic. And yeah, I can see it both ways, but I am the one that kind of sits in the middle of that. So the Anthem stream, which was when was that? January 25th 2019, so that's just gone over the 7-year anniversary of that. This was when my tag on Twitter was Dr. Starwalker. What the hell was wrong with me? Good lord, I'm glad I'm just odorous now. Yeah, and that stream lasted 5 hours and 56 minutes, and we didn't play a single bit of game at all. So, but then the next day I streamed it and it worked absolutely fine. So, but that stream got nearly 20,000 views. I think that might be along with the No Man's Sky stream I did many moons ago when an update came out, and I was probably one of the first ones to play it. That stream and this Anthem stream are probably the two most viewed streams I've ever had. So yeah, definitely interesting. Oh, I spat on my monitor. Yeah. But yeah, I imagine if they did a cross-save feature with a new game, it'll only work with the Legendary Edition. Otherwise, it'd be a nightmare to make it work. Yeah, no, they would have to be from the newer version of the game, because otherwise it'll be ridiculous. They could do what they did with 2 and 3, which is do the Genesis thing, the interactive comic thing, which could go through all of your trilogy choices. It would take a while because you go through 3 games rather than 1, but you could do that as well and just say, well, okay, here's my thing. Obviously, if you did have a customized Shepherd where you made it look more your own rather than the default male Shepherd or femme Shepherd that we had, then you kind of probably lose that, but you still get all your choices, so they could do that as well. So that stream was mental. We was collectively lost our minds. I have never watched that stream back since, so, and I'm kind of glad. But we'll see. We'll see. But we've had a lot released in terms of Mass Effect stuff. And it sounds weird to say that, but I've only done 1 video on it in the last... So I've done 2 videos on it in the last, like, 5 years. So it's a lot to me. It's probably not a lot to, like, content creators that are like, give us more. But to me, I was just like, it's loads, yeah. So... just all the permutations would be a nightmare to include in any extensive way. Yeah, you'd have to narrow it down to like the basic choices, and you probably couldn't really go much further than that. So, but it's something they could do. So I don't see a major issue there, and it would probably potentially solve the headache of the cross-save thing from getting from, because if it's going from Unreal as well, you got to try and do it across a new engine, and potentially by the time that comes out, there's going to be new consoles out anyway, so you got to go across another console. It could be tricky. But we have years to worry about a new Mass Effect coming out, so so it remains to be seen. But I'm just I mean, the most fun I've had on an N7-day stream, other than probably the first ones we had when me and Rima first started the old channel, was the one where we weren't even doing the channel anymore, and was it 2023? Heavy might have to remind me in chat because I absolutely do not know. Where Rima and I got invited to like the round table with Carla and Atharia and Lady Insanity, and there was at least 2 others in there as well. It was a big round table. But it was so much fun because they did like the poster with the bar scene in it, and we were all sat there for like an hour and a half trying to decipher anything, and it was really confusing because there was 2 people in the call called Ash, and I was one of them, so I was just like, but no, it was super fun. Really enjoyed that. So, I mean, that's probably the last thing I did. Being involved in any significant way in an N7-day like reveal and hunt down of clues and things. It was fun though, really enjoyed it. I do miss it, but I'm old now, so but yeah, but I'm hoping new videos will come in, which I'm working on now, and yeah, and I can get excited for things again. So I am excited for things again, but I'm way more cautious now than I was before. But in terms of the next Mass Effect, I kind of get it because Mike Gamble said recently, well, recently-ish, that there is a reason they're showing what they're showing, and everything they're showing will connect. Not necessarily that they do connect now, but they will connect. But I think some of it already connects. I think it's sort of like a little timeline kind of thing, and I was just trying to figure out what goes in the timeline order kind of thing. So I think this trailer is basically the beginning part of it, because I think this is where their kind of reveal timeline starts, as it were. So it's Liara, it's a crew of unknown people, we assume at least a Krogan and a human, and I think it was mine's gone blank. There was one more I was trying to think of, can't remember what it is. But no, not Solarian. No, it's Solarian. Solarian. There you go. These are all unknown people at this point. I think they're just like stock images or stock. We use assets for a trailer, so you don't specifically know who the people are, but you know what kind of race they are and stuff like that. So I think that's the beginning of the timeline. I then think that the next part in the timeline of stuff they released is the kind of the mini reveal they did of Liara speaking to the Geth, and then looking at the constructed relay. There you go. Getting old, memory. So that I think is the second one in the timeline, and there is others. I think the bar scene potentially is the third point in that timeline. So because like from the second part, she's met the Geth and she's reactivated one somehow, or one is still active, and she can communicate with it. And she went, okay, well, we need to go find something. And I think then she's gone to probably the Milky Way, that bar scene is. And I think that's probably the third part, because the Geth is with her. We assume it's Liara. I'm going to assume it is. But then there's an Angara there, which kind of ties in Andromeda, because as far as I'm aware, the Angara are not outside the Andromeda galaxy until that trailer. So as far as we're aware. So yeah. So there's a few more pieces of that I want to kind of put in place, but I think that's the beginning of that specific like timeline they're trying to put in place. I think there's an order to it. So I'll be interested to see if that's true. That's kind of a theory that's kind of been permeating in my head for a little while. I think I've got a script somewhere on that. Oh no, I have a blank document that I have titled. I just haven't started the script yet. So there we go. So it is in the thought process. But I don't know. It's very interesting to see where they can go with it. I think it's probably the right idea that they go back to the Milky Way. I don't mind the Andromeda times. I really don't. Andromeda wasn't my favorite game, I'll be honest, but there were some very good things about it. I've said this a million times. The combat I felt was a really big upgrade. And the environments were really nice as well. I know it's the Frostbite engine which they had problems with, but in terms of the environments they made, I thought they were really nice. So, but part of me does hope they go to Unreal. I really hope they go to Unreal Engine. So, because the amount of problems they have with Frostbite for Andromeda just seem to really impact how everything kind of turned out, and the fact that the writing was, done by a basically completely new team. And it seems like quite a young team, and it didn't really land all that much. So there are some good elements of the story, but it's mostly not the best. So now I'm wondering why she looks so young, even with a Vanya license. She should look older. Yeah, well, this is it exactly. Now, in the one and only video I did on my channel so far, which was 8 months ago, I think I used a clip in there from Liana Rupert, who used to work for Game Informer. She now does social media for at least one game, maybe two, and a bunch of Amazon TV shows as well, including Fallout. And for some reason, she follows me on Twitter. Don't know why, but she's awesome. So, and there's a clip of her doing a podcast with Game Informer, and she says that she's confirmed it with someone at BioWare that it's way far in the future, around about 700 to 800 years, I believe, is close to the quote she said. Now, I always maintain that while that may have been true at that point, that quote was some years ago, that potential story point may have changed, the timeline may have shortened, everything can change, they're still in pre-production. At that point, there was no real like nailed down timeline, I think. It could have just been like a very general thing. And then at that point, they could have gone, okay, yeah, we're actually going to shorten this to like maybe 5 years after the trilogy rather than 800. So... and I think it's good, and I'd love to talk about the TV show at some point, but we just don't really have anything on it right now, other than the fact that it's being made. But I think the TV show being set after the main trilogy is a big plus, big win. And Amazon seems to be doing pretty well with their gaming adaptations at the moment, Fallout being the main thing. So, and I still need to watch Fallout, so yay. I wonder what the series would have been if Andromeda was a hit. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've always maintained, and I think I've said it in a few older videos on the old channel, and I still stick true to it at this point as well. I do honestly think that if that game had released and it didn't have the Mass Effect name on it, it probably would have been received a lot better. But because it was a Mass Effect game, there was way more eyes on it, way more pressure on it, and for a development team that was largely new and largely untested, they got some things right, but they got a lot of things wrong as well. Some of the story beats were good, but they were mostly not great. I like the fact that the Jardana are in there, and I feel like they could be the Protheans, just in another galaxy and just under a different name, known by a different name. That's interesting to me. But at the same time, if that's the case, then the technology that's in the Andromeda galaxies, i.e. The Dyson Sphere, the Shield World, and all the technology to kind of fix planets, as it were, to make them livable and habitable, that technology should be in other places other than the Andromeda galaxy. If that's just my own personal opinion. But if they just hoarded it into one galaxy and it's still the Protheans, that just seems a bit weird that that technology is only in one galaxy when it should have been in probably multiple galaxies. So, and the Protheans span, or at least to Javik's point, when he wakes up, that spans 50,000 years at least. So, I feel like there should be more of a trace of the technology that's in Andromeda across the galaxies, like in the solar, in the solar system, and in the Milky Way, and further out. And I just feel like there's not that much on it. So that's potentially one vote against the fact that the Jardan are potentially the Protheans under a different name. But yeah, I could be wrong. It's an interesting theory though. I do really like it. That one came from Matharia, I think. So I do really like that one. So look. I do wish Andromeda was hit though. I mean, the fact that Andromeda... Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. The fact that Andromeda kind of failed is probably the main reason that the old channel also failed eventually. So yeah. Because we got a lot of kickback from some very disgruntled people. And it made it not as fun to do it anymore. So, I'm older now. I'm a lot older. So, I get the feeling the timeline has changed. Yeah, I get the same feeling. I mean, they could lessen it to like not be like 800 years. They could lessen it to be like 100 years. It could still make sense that Liara looks slightly older, but she's not super old into like matriarch years. But again, this was a trailer that they clearly just wanted to show at the Game Awards like 5 years ago. So, and they knew it was going to bring hype, but at the same time, I don't think they realised that Veilguard was going to have the problems it had, so development had to be taken off of Mass Effect to go on to Veilguard. Then Veilguard went through like at least one restart, maybe two. So that will take development time out of Mass Effect, and here we are, nearly 6 years after this trailer that we're showing now has been released, and we're only just now looking at, oh, it's nearly in full production. I've never known a game to be in it's like 5 to 6 years of pre-production. That seems like a long time. So that concerns me a little bit, but I'm not going to be one of these people that just be like, oh no, Doom, no, everything's ending. So, because again, I'm too old for that hyperbole. I just want to enjoy whatever does come out, and hopefully it will come out in some point in the future. By the time Mass Effect is reported to come out, which is 2029, I will be 44. So, so I recently turned 41. So I will be in my mid-40s by the time we get there. Crazy Geek Gamer. Well, I recognize that profile picture and the fact that you're a mod, so that has to be Vicky. It took see, I can't read comments. Why is that my display name? Well, you chose it, I guess, but so I thought you were like VJ Amelia across everything. I swear you were the last time I did a stream on here. I don't know. It's been a year since I did the last stream, so. Just change it to Crazy Gamer. But hello Vicky, how are you? You are? Well, did we have a personality change in the last year on YouTube? Or so I don't know why it's reverted. Oh, that's your old one. Oh, that's interesting. I'm starting to get to look into the mind of Vicky. I wonder what planet that is. Oh, the planet that they're on here in the video. I'm of the... Oh, I just realised I got a big black bar over the side of the thing there. That's not anyone's fault but mine. Let me see. I need to do some fixing here. There we go. Sorry. It was bugging me. 29 years old now. I'm getting way too old. I was a teenager. 29? My guy, I'm 41. So, do you want to know the thing? Okay, here's the thing for me. I'm just back to like ready to like make videos and do streams again and stuff like that. Oh, hey, Vicky's back. Hey, Vicky, I just want you to know there was some really weird person here earlier called Crazy Geek Gamer, and they're claiming to be you. So, just an FYI. Did you just go back into your settings and just type back in VJ Amelia and all that? So, when Outer Odyssey started, obviously it wasn't called Outer Odyssey back then because we had at least 4 identity crises during that time. There we go, they added a handle setting for some bizarre reason, which is a new setting. Oh, the handle thing's been around for ages. They just didn't tell anyone about it. So, like, if you make a new channel now, you can just kind of set it straight away. But when that first came in, they're like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. So, but yes, I was 29. I was your age, spiffing now, when me and Rima decided to do the channel. I turned 30 at the very beginning when we made a few videos. And then all I remember then that year, my dad passed away. And that was kind of the main event that year. But, and yeah, and it was just like, I carried on making videos because I wanted to keep myself busy and get myself through it kind of thing. And yeah, that was 11 years ago. So yeah, we started the channel 12 years ago, I want to say. But Rima are much older now. Rima's in her mid-30s and I'm in my early 40s, so yeah, I never talk in YouTube chats to notice. I don't know, you could have kept Crazy Geek Gamer. Seems pretty cool. When was this channel made? Oh, it still tells you. Okay. April 7th, 2015. So it was 11... I think it'd be 11 years this year. Sorry, 11 years. Sorry. We made the channel when I was 30. So... that channel got a total of 3.1 million views. And yet only 2 videos made over 100,000. But yes, so... I mean, someone asked about the canon ending for Mass Effect earlier on. I don't think they're going to canonize an ending. I think it'd be really harsh to canonize a Mass Effect ending going into a new game. I've had this thing in my head for ages, like literally, probably at least the last year or two, where this trailer that I'm showing here is just like the destroy, like outcome trailer, as it were. And then as years go on, and let's be honest, there's multiple years to go before a new Mass Effect game comes out. There's going to be one that's like, oh, here's the one that's for Synthesis, and this is the one for Control. I think the one for Control will kind of suck, but so for some reason in my head I think there's going to be like 2 more trailers where it's going to be different outcomes, but I also think that's probably a load of crap. So yeah, I think it's more hopium than anything. But yeah, but what are people thinking in terms of what they would like to see from Mass Effect? And I don't want any pie in the sky, like I want everything kind of thing. I want realistic. What would you like to see in the next Mass Effect? Now that it's about to hit full production, I think it's probably already in full production, to be honest, but they're around the time where they're going into full production now. So what would you like to see? Realistic opinions. Go. Different people in charge of the studio. Yeah, that would be nice. I honestly wish they just weren't under EA anymore, because EA has ruined that studio. I mean, they'll hold on to them as long as they can because they know there's like a nearly rabid fan base for Mass Effect. And I know I'm in the minority here when I say this. I know Valgard wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but in terms of like playability for me, I actually kind of liked it. I know the story kind of blew chunks in certain areas. I feel like the last like third was probably the strongest, but I think that's where like the Mass Effect team came in. But I did really like the combat. I love the finishes, but I'm a kid that grew up in the 1990s with WWE. So the finishes to me is just like Stone Cold Steve Austin doing a Stone Cold Stunner kind of thing. I love that. So I really enjoyed the finishes, but I know some people probably didn't like it. But again, it had writing problems as well. So Mass Effect drama level of gameplay with the story quality of the trilogy. Yeah, that's good. That's actually that would be like a good combination. Like take the combat and like how good the areas looked, I think, and then put that with the storytelling of the original trilogy, and I think you're onto a much bigger winner than Andromeda was. So honestly, I won't be touching it. After what they did to Dragon Age team and being under EA, I have no interest. I swear, but avoiding it in YouTube. Yeah, so you probably could get away with it in the Twitch chat. That's true. You could have swear away there. But yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I can understand the frustration on that one. That is fully understandable. I think a lot of people would probably agree with you, Vicky, as well. So yeah, can't blame you. Can't blame you. Canonizing an ending would piss many people off. It pretty much negate player choices. Yeah. I mean, I know everyone talks about the Mass Effect 3 ending and how it kind of wiped out a lot of the choices. And yeah, it does. Let's be honest. It wasn't the best of endings, but like I've seen worse. So, and I having recently finished the trilogy on Legendary Edition as well, I'm very happy with the way everything kind of panned out in the end. Again, it just might be an older, more philosophical me, where things don't bother me as much as they used to anymore. So, but I had no real main issues with the main trilogy. I still love it. Mass Effect 2 is still like a god tier game for me. And I'm glad they did the improvements they did for Mass Effect 1, even though the planets are super empty and like not great in terms of like, you know, how fun and interesting, because they're not, they're super boring. But they made the improvements they needed to make sure that game had some longevity, so which is good. And I do really like Mass Effect 1 still, because you get that initial kick of, oh, this is a really cool sci-fi universe and I could really get into this. And I think I played Mass Effect for the first time in my mid-20s, and I'm here in my early 40s, and I still love the game. I still replay it year after year. So that's how much of an effect it's had, so I'm happy with that. So I just know they're going to use Gen AI 2, and that's a hard no. Yeah, that's what I think Spiffing was saying earlier, that they're going to force the BioWare team to use some form of AI dev tools at some point, and it's probably going to be Gen AI. That sucks. So I do think at some point the AI bubble is probably going to burst, because I think a lot of these companies, Microsoft included, and probably EA included at some point as well, they're putting so much money into AI, but they're not getting the monetary returns that they're hoping for, because they want it to be an instant thing. Is it ChatGPT is currently a few $1 billion in debt because they didn't get a lot of money back from their initial investments? It's like, really? It's almost as if you didn't know what you were doing. So, you know. So yeah, that bubble's going to burst at some point. It's just a matter of when, I think. And God, I hope it does. Thing is, there's things that AI can be done well for, and I think that's like research into terminal diseases like cancer and stuff like that, and help scientists and do all that kind of stuff. But they choose to be like the thing is like, oh, we're going to make movies out of it and we're going to make games out of it. It's like, no, put AI into something that's actually going to help the world. So don't put it into stupid things like wanting to make a quick buck from games and movies and TV shows, because everyone's going to call you out on it, and it's probably going to look shit, to be honest. So yeah, so put it towards stuff. Think of, I said this, I think I said this to Heather the other day. Think of like how proclaimed your company would be if you were the company that put the AI model in place that helped like cure cancer. Can you imagine that? They'd be like, oh yeah, okay. No. What they want to do, rather than help the world cure things and help research into these diseases and stuff like that, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. No. We're going to make movies out of it, and we're going to steal people's artwork, and yeah, it's all the stuff is human made and has heart and soul, and we're going to ruin that, and we're going to make a quick buck off it. Well, let me tell you, bub, you haven't made shit out of it so far, and people are still shouting at you. So maybe look in the other direction and go, okay, maybe we should go over here and do this thing instead. So, but yeah, so that's my rant on AI. Sorry, I'm not a fan of it. So, mainly because I know a lot of artists as friends and stuff, and I much prefer to buy something that's human made. So the GEF do not approve. Yeah, even the GEF wouldn't approve at this point. Also, hello Spectre, how are you? I want more RAM. I mean, my RAM's okay for the minute. My computer's kind of like old-ish. I'm still on the 2080 graphics card. I don't see that changing anytime soon, unless I'm really lucky. But yeah. I want a good story, more planets, and maybe some flashback to what happened in Mass Effect 3, and I want to know what happened to Cerberus. Probably spelled that wrong. No, that's fine. Yeah, I can... Yeah, like, Cerberus, I think, still has a role to play in the galaxy. I just, obviously, they may go on a different course, depending on who took over. It's like cutting the head off the snake kind of thing. Like, the Elusive Man's gone, but... Cerberus is still there, so someone's going to take over. So could it be a good person like Miranda or Jacob? God forbid, Jacob. It can make Cerberus really, really boring, but we shall see, I suppose. Excuse me. taking a drink. Oh god. It will burst. I can't wait for it to burst. Yes, it will. Don't worry. It just takes time. They can all get in the bin. Generally, there's still stunning content. Insert swearing here. Yeah, shakes fist at the air. I don't want CIOs like invested towards the medical industry. Exactly. Like, help cure diseases. Don't do something stupid like, I want to make a movie out of AI, because it's going to look crap. So, yeah. Mass Effect 1 diversification mod for the Legendary Edition makes all the social hubs feel more alive. Honestly, the modding scene in Mass Effect is still very active. If I ever get like a good enough PC where it doesn't sound like my PC is about to take off, I would love to buy the Legendary Edition and play like a modded version on PC. But my PC would probably explode. So I'm not willing to try that right now. I will buy the Legendary Edition because it always comes out really cheap on Steam. So at some point I will buy it and be pre-prepped for like when I can get a really good PC in the next like 10 years. As was proven, Andromeda, Cerberus is an ideal at this point and doesn't need a single figurehead. Yeah, the Cerberus is more of a name than it is like a single person being like, we need to do this. So, why would anyone join Cerberus after the Reaper War? I don't know if it'd still be a thing, but saying that bad organizations that should have been done after atrocities still exist today. Exactly. So, but it'd be like the, I think it was a Mr. Holfman video that I watched at some point in the past, but he mentioned about like now the galaxy doesn't have the Reaper threat. There's going to be a power vacuum and so many people are going to try and step into that and take advantage of it. I feel like it's going to be the same situation with Cerberus. Now the Elusive Man's gone, there's going to be a power vacuum for someone to step in and like just take over Cerberus. Whether they're good or bad remains to be seen, but you know, who knows? It could be that random N7 that we've been seeing in the trailers. Where is random N7? Hang on, I'm changing the video. Hold on. Is it this one? Is this one, isn't it? Yes. I'll loop it for a while. There you go. It could be this one right here. This person. Although the theories I've seen so far, this is like a robot AI here. So I'm not sure I fully back that theory, but I'm not seeing anything against it so far either. So yeah, see what happens. Jacob is off with his family. That's true. Very true. The Mass Effect multiplayer community is still going hardcore. I love the Mass Effect multiplayer. It sucks that they didn't put it in Legendary, but I can understand the reasons why they didn't put it in Legendary. But yeah, I still have Mass Effect 3, the original version, downloaded so that I can play that every so often. Hey Carla, how you doing? Oh, I need to ask, is it Carla or Kayla? Because I feel really bad that I'm going to get that wrong. So I've heard people say both and I don't know which one's right. But thanks for popping by, I appreciate it. My posh English accent wants to refer to Carla as Carla, but I don't know if that's true or correct. I'm also eternally stupid, so. But yeah, I don't know how fully behind the secret. Eva is fine. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm gonna go with Carla because that was my first thought. So, plus I think it goes well with my terribly English accent. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. We're just nerding out over sci-fi games. Currently Mass Effect, because of course I've got like a year and a half's worth of reveals to catch up on. So, could be a long stream. But I'm not entirely sure if I'm fully behind the N7 is an AI. I do think it's a human. I think it's a female. But beyond that, I have no idea. So it does seem like they're badass. It does seem like they have something they need to be getting done. But yeah, you haven't missed much. Yeah, I know. It seems like not that long ago that like we were all doing that. Oh, we were talking about the roundtable we did a couple of years ago, Carla. Which you very kindly invited me and Rima to. And it seems like so long ago that there was like 6 of us just in that Discord call, just like like dissecting that bar scene in that N7 day release, and it was actually like 3 years ago. I was like, oh, I've gotten old. I was in my 30s still at that point. So that's how long that's been. So Jacob was boring AF. I mean, everyone knows that. Come on now. So they seem very fashionable with that cool tail leather coat. Like, I'm 6'6". Like, if that coat would ever fit me, I'd love to. But I don't think they do one for people my height. So 2023, so long ago. I know. I was 38 when we did that. I'm 41 now. So no, 39. I was 39 when we did that. Good God. So I imagine Mass Effect would be pretty dead until the show releases in maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I get this feeling that the TV show is going to come out before the next game. That's not the worst thing in my head. I feel like with the way Fallout has been going with Amazon at the moment, they've had 2 really solid seasons. And I know that I know, Carly, you've done a video on this, but I have a terrible memory because I'm old. But I know that someone who worked on the Fallout show is involved with the Mass Effect show, and that gives me some confidence. As I said earlier in the beginning of the stream, I'm in the cautiously optimistic camp for pretty much everything these days. So, but there's just no details on it. So it's hard to get excited about something when there's nothing there. So, well, not really anything there. I find it weird that they're doing castings for the God of War show as well. And that seems like it only just got announced. But like the Mass Effect show, everyone's known about for a while. And like there's still no castings for it. It's like, well, what's going on? Like, I just, like, give us some castings, give us some meat to chew on, and we'll leave you alone for a couple of years. So that's normally what happens for N7 Day. So the Fallout team is working on Mass Effect, aren't they? I believe some of them are. I don't know if it's the whole Fallout team, but I know that there's some people that worked on Fallout working on Mass Effect. I don't know how deep that information goes, unfortunately. But, there's a mod that lets you slap Jacob in 3. That's interesting. Seems harsh, but interesting. They sell the coat on the BioWare store. It looks kind of cheap and tacky for that price. Some of the production team, yeah. So I'm glad that there's some Fallout fingers in the pie of the Mass Effect show, so to speak. I'm very happy that that is being set after the trilogy. That just seems to like open up the scope so much more than if it was set either before or during the trilogy. So I'm very, very happy that's coming afterwards. So I never romanced Jacob or Ashley. No, I was always Liara. I always romanced Liara. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Who can resist? Like, my last playthrough was Femship and I still romanced her. So, it doesn't matter to me. I could be male or female, I'll still romance her. So, she is my blue queen. Nothing will tell me otherwise. So when Jacob reveals he cheated on you, could he? You have an option to slap him. The mod just lets you slap him even if you didn't romance him. So you could just walk up and like, Jacob. No reason, just blue wife. Yes, thank you, Carla. Yes. 100% agree. Yeah, I could play that game a million times over. I would always romance her. It'll never change. I'm too set in my ways now. So it would just never change. Oh well. But yeah, I'm interested to see where the future of Mass Effect goes. I feel like I want to say we're probably not going to find out a huge amount more on the next N7 day. I've said that before and I've been wrong before, but I feel like for the next year to 18 months, the TV show is probably going to be the main focus. And then we're going to get some like sprinkled rainbow dust of like gaming news as like the months go by. So, because I don't actually know how many people in terms of staff and devs work at BioWare anymore since the last round of layoffs. I think I saw a number saying it was less than 100. I have no idea if that's true, but that seems like quite a small team to be going in full production with. Now, obviously, they could rehire some people and increase the team size and stuff like that, but like I said earlier, it seems kind of weird that a game's been this long in pre-production, but that's just me. So, about 80? Oh god, it's less than I thought. Holy, okay, that's not a lot of people. So when Jacob... Oh no, I already read that one. I feel like we might get a title drop for Mass Effect 5 this year. Ooh, that's a bold claim, Spectre. I just want to insert that meme. That's a bold that's a bold strategy, Colin. Let's see if it works out for him. That's bold. I'm not entirely sure that will work out that way, but I am more than happy to see if it is. That'll be interesting. I really hope they literally just call it the next Mass Effect. Just for the meme. I already have a logo that I made myself, which is literally just the next Mass Effect. I'm ready to go. So I'm prepared. So I imagine we'll get a cast announcement for any sort of trailer for the game. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had a cast announcement already. Like I said earlier about the God of War series that they're doing on Amazon, it feels like they only just announced the God of War series, and then okay, here's going to play Kratos, and this is going to play 4, and I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa, you just announced the show. What the hell's going on? Whoa, I mean, they're good castings. They're really good castings, but I'm just like, hey, whoa, you just announced it, and now you're on the... Like, where's our Mass Effect people over here? Come on. We need some news over here. So, I don't think we'll get a title anytime soon, especially what happened with Dreadwolf. Yeah, that's it. They announced the title and then changed it. So, the Emmy casting sheet was leaked, though I don't know if it's real or not. This is where I find out that freaking Henry Cavill is going to be in there. I have no problem with having Cavill, but I just don't know if he's going to fit the Mass Effect verse. So... I won't show it on stream. I'm going to see if I can find it. I went to Google and you typed in Google. That's how my mind's working at the moment. Mass Effect casting leak. That probably won't work. So I found a thing saying the casting call has leaked. But... oh, casting details. Okay. Let's have a look. No, I think that's just a casting call leak. I don't think that's a cast leak. I don't know. A lot of it seems very blasé. There's not a lot of detail involved, so. Although Cosmic, I need to say comic, it is Cosmic. Cosmic Book News. Sure, they're reliable. Have said that casting appears to be underway for Amazon's upcoming Mass Effect TV series, according to entertainment scooper Daniel Richtman. I'm going to pronounce that wrong, I know it, but remember when everyone thought Henry Cavill... oh, it's just a casting call. Okay, that's fine. What Henry Cavill was reading the script for Mass Effect TV series that was on his Instagram post. That Instagram post is still there, but I'm pretty sure it's just the Wikipedia. So, I think that's one of those things where he was interested in doing the role. So this is him saying, I'm interested, waves paper. But I don't think anything ever came of it. I think because he's so engrossed with the Warhammer stuff now, I don't think he'll have time to do it, to be honest. Male lead, male alien antagonist. Okay, cool. I'll repeat the title. Anyone have any guesses of who they want to voice the new protagonist if it's not a chef again? Ooh. I do think it will be a new protagonist in a new game. I haven't thought that far ahead. Keep Cavill away from Mass Effect. It's fine. I think he's going to be pretty much swallowed up by the Warhammer stuff for the next like 5-10 years. So I think you're good. So the series is reportedly seeking 5 lead roles, including a male star described as a young Colin Farrell. Interesting. And a female alien character that will require prosthetics. That's going to be an Asari. Everyone knows that's going to be an Asari. Based on the descriptions, many fans believe these roles may be for Commander Shepard and Liara T'Soni. No, because they've already confirmed it's going to be after the trilogy. Unless they confirm that Shepard's still alive. But, no idea from Mass Effect 5, to be honest. Hard for me to even imagine. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, here we go. According to Rickman, the 5 characters currently being cast include male lead 30 to 39, described as a young Colin Farrell with open ethnicity. This could be Commander Shepard. I like they just put that in there just to be like, you know, put something on here. A female co-lead 34 to 39, an alien character requiring prosthetics, likely someone like Liara. So you mean an Asari then? A female human 30 to 49 will offer a parallel storyline from Earth, possibly similar to Admiral Anderson's arc in Mass Effect 3. I don't blame them for like going for the blueprint of the trilogy, where there's like one thing going off in space and there's one thing going off back on Earth or on planets and stuff. That's a fairly stable trope throughout sci-fi TV anyway, so I don't blame them for going for that. It's pretty solid, to be fair, but it's worked for other shows before, so. Male villain 40 to 60, a Doug Jones type character, type actor for a leading antagonist. Male soldier 30 to 49, described as a wrestler type, a role that aligns with James Vega from the games. Hey Carla, I know you've got a distaste of John Cena being mentioned for Mass Effect. That could be a John Cena. Wait until I get a thumbs down on the stream. I know who it's from, it's fine. As long as it's not Troy Baker voicing the new protagonist. I gotta head out, but nice chat. No problem, Carlo. Thank you very much for stopping by. Very much appreciate it. the moment I mentioned John Cena, everyone's like, no! Sorry, I take it back. No John Cena, it's fine. I mean, just saying, he has just retired from wrestling, so just an FYI. No, Dwayne The Rock Johnson either. No, he could be the Vega character. I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson's probably more suited to the Vega character. Yeah. See what happens. But anyway, Carla, thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. And I take back my John Cena comment, I promise. There's some interesting. I'm sure wrestlers wanting that job. That's true. It is like those casting roles. They're very broad, though. Well, especially to like the male lead and the male villain. I mean, it doesn't really specify like down to much of anything, but. Could be. I mean, obviously it's not Shepard. They've already confirmed it's after. Unless they wouldn't touch Shepard with a barge pole in a TV series at this point. Like, it could be like a flashback or like a backwards reference in conversation or something. Yeah, fair enough. You'd have to like have knowledge of that. Though, if you're watching a TV show, you have to give the people who have never played the games a way to be like, okay. That seems like an important character. I don't know who they are. So, yeah. So it could be an interesting one there. But I don't know, it just seems like that was from a while ago as well. That was from... Okay, it wasn't actually that long ago. It was September last year. So, what, about 5 months ago? 6 months ago? When did the casting call get leaked? According to this, around about September. It could have been August, but the news stories seem to be indicating around about September last year. So, can I turn off this stupid co-pilot thing? Go away. Be right back. I'll walk the dog, no worries. Get someone like Austin Creed who's a wrestler and a massive fan of the games. I think people just have an aversion to wrestlers doing it. But I mean, part of me, I know it wouldn't be Anderson's character, but I would love, oh God, what's his freaking name? Keith David. I'd love Keith David to be involved somehow. So, even if it's just like, if there's any kind of like narration involved, just have his voice narrate it, just so it's a little something for the fans. Because obviously I know he biffs it in the trilogy, but yeah, it seems like these casting call leaks were around about 5 months ago. So I just find it weird that they did the God of War reveal and then immediately said, "Here's the cast," but they announced the Mass Effect TV show a decent amount of time ago, and like we still got no cast on it. So maybe God of War's just got a lot more spin on it at the moment, because both the games that came out in the last 5 years have both been pretty successful. So I can understand it from that front, but I still do think we're going to get a TV show before we get the game. So I honestly think we'll probably see the Mass Effect series probably come out in the next couple of years, maybe 2.5 years. That'd be cool. If they do it right and they've done it well, like they did with Fallout, then I think it'll be fine. And if it does go well, it'll give the game series and the games in general a nice boost as well. Yeah, you're probably squeezing the IP license. Yeah. Well, when did EA not do that? Let's be honest. So. Yeah, you're always doing something. They're always doing something. But yes, if anyone here has any thoughts or theories, I have an idea of a series that I want to do for the channel, where it does get like community involvement going, and you can put forward like a thought, well, mainly like a question or a theory, and then I would look into it, but your comment wherever you send it me on, whether it be like Twitter or Discord or wherever, I can like take a screenshot and it'll come up saying, "Oh, hey, this person asked this," and then I can go into it kind of thing and see what evidence I can find for and against the theory or for and against the question. So if anyone has any thoughts, questions, theories on anything, it doesn't have to be necessarily Mass Effect. It could be The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, it could be Exodus, it could be Mass Effect, it could be anything. Mainly in the sci-fi and fantasy area, because those are my two favourite genres, but I'm open to pretty much anything at this point. Let me know. Let me know. TV before games makes sense if they want more people to know the IP and hype up the new game. Yeah, exactly. So I think they'll probably do some form of like voiceover recap, which is where I think Keith David could come in and do a nice voiced recap there, just as a little like Easter egg to the gaming fans, and just do a recap of like what happened in the trilogy and the main like events, almost like the Genesis comic, but just Keith David narrating it. And yeah, so that'd be cool. And then they can just say, 50 years later, or 100 years later, or 1,000 years later, or whatever they want to do. So that'd be a nice little nod, I think. But yeah, right. What I'm gonna do now? We've got another massive Mass Effect tangent. I can never help it. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play one of Carla's more recent videos. I watched this one earlier while I was doing my washing up and my cleaning in the kitchen, because I always have my wireless headphones on when I do like house cleaning and stuff. And I was watching this one while I was doing the washing up. There's so much in this video I had no idea about in terms of the Protheans. It's super cool. So go watch. I'm just going to play this one in the background. You know, I'm going to play this one in the background. There you go. But yeah, I'm again cautiously optimistic of a TV show. I hope that Amazon gives it the time and attention that a lot of people are going to feel like it deserves, and with Fallout getting so many accolades at the moment for having 2 seasons that are good, not just 1, 2. And I think they've just finished their 2nd season run as well. My hope is that that Mass Effect will get at least mostly the same success, if not more. And yeah, fingers crossed they'll go from there. So, but I still need to watch Fallout. I haven't watched Fallout yet. This is what makes me jealous of Carla's videos. She clearly plays on PC and does the like the theater mode / like camera move thing, so she can get like panning shots and things. I can't do this very well on the console version because I'm a console Andy. So I want to do this in the console version, but you can't really do it as well as this in the PC version, and it makes me sad. Eternally sad. So, and my PC is not good enough to play the games without like imploding. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to fix something on my OBS. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. What are we in now? 2026. So it's going to be an interesting few years for the Mass Effect franchise. I do think that if the game fails, then Space Engine is also good for space footage on PC, but can require a beefy setup. Copies of software though. Yeah, I've noticed recently that like in Carla's videos, when like it's looking for like a cutaway moment where it's just like talking about the more general stuff before she goes into the more specific stuff, she just does these like panning shots, and they're really cool, and I love them. But I know that I'd never be able to do this, at least not as well. I could probably think of a way of doing it to a certain point. In the photo mode in the Legendary Edition on console, but I feel like you get way more free reign on the PC version because you can obviously mod in software and stuff like that. So I was going to say my creativity knows no bounds. It does. This is the bound. I have found my bound of creativity. But yeah. You said you had a 2080 graphics. Do you realize recommended is 1070? You're way above that. Yes, but you don't know the sound that my PC makes. Like, I do have the original Mass Effect 1 and 2 on Steam. And I remember trying to play, I think it was 2. Because I wanted to try like the graphically slightly improved game. This isn't Legendary Edition. This is just the original version. And my PC was having a fit, so When did you last dust it? Excuse me? No, actually, the last time I cleaned it, I broke it, and then I had to buy a new motherboard. So that was towards the end of last year. I actually do need to dust it. Actually, I said this to Heather the other day. I have in my hand a new faceplate for my capture card because I've absolutely like scratched to crap the faceplate on the one that's on there at the moment because apparently I have the hands of a drunk giraffe. But and I found in the box the other day that there is a matte black faceplate that you can just add on, and it's not scratched. It looks brand new. So at some point I need to turn my PC off, take the card out, and then replace the faceplate on it. So yes. I can send you over some footage if you ever need something out of the game. My PC is too expensive for what I do with it. Yeah, that would actually be... I need to list down what videos I'm currently working on. There's one for Exodus, which I'm about 2 pages in on the script. There's... Hang on. Definitely one for Mass Effect. There might be more. So I may come back to you on that one. We'll see how that goes. So, but yes, I'll let you know. I've got you on like Discord and stuff, so I can ping you if I need anything. But thank you for the offer, very much appreciate it. But I just put a new PC and hardly using it, still using my old one. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like you have a beefcake of a new PC, and like you're still not. I know why you're not using it, because you don't want the arsake of having to transfer literally everything. But yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, Spiffing. Thank you. Like it's just like panning, like cool panning shots. It's not just of the planets and like the planetscapes and stuff. It'd be cool, like for some cool ones on like the Citadel and like different stations and different locations, just that kind of stuff, just so it's like not the same stuff all the time. But yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you very much. It just makes something a bit different in the video. Like I've got ideas of how I want to edit my videos out, but that would make certain options a lot easier. So I'd have to test it in the photo mode and see like what I can do though. Might do that tomorrow actually. Just that's some test fun and see what I can do. But yeah, have you really start using that PC? I need to transfer the streaming stuff since I will still be using the old one for streaming. Yeah, that's true. But isn't your beefcake one for like gaming? I have it on PC as well. Ah, interesting. As you make videos. Meant with care and a little bit of a friendly poke. I know, it's like every like year you just like come in with like a big stick and what is going on with the chat on the screen? Good lord. Like it fits out. Oh, you have loaded all the gaming stuff? Oh, okay, that's fine. This is the problem, Vicky. I am an overthinker. I really am. I don't know why I'm an overthinker. I never used to be. But yes. Do you know I wanted to do this stream last night? But because I was making the thumbnail for it, I was like, I got to 9:30 and I was like, nah, it seems a bit much to do it then. So I was like, I'll put it for tomorrow. And then I even questioned it. I was like, oh, anxiety. But I was like, no, you've been wanting to do this for over a week. So we're going to do it. So I forgot that you can actually schedule streams, which is nice. So I figured like if I schedule it, then I've got to stick to it. And I did. So I'm happy. But yes, I literally wrote scripts 2 days ago. Well, not a full script. I've written about a third of it. And it was 7 questions I have about Exodus, even though I wrote a list of 8 down. One's a bonus question. And I've answered the first 2, and it's 2 pages so far, so could be a long one. So yeah. But yeah, there's at least 2 I want to do for Mass Effect. There's that one for Exodus. I got 1 that I potentially could do for the Expanse as well. The only problem I have is all these games are like not close. They're at least a year out. I was like, huh. But I think that's the challenge of it, and I do like the challenge. So it would be nice to get the subscriber base up to like 1,000. That'd be quite nice. So that's my only like real like target and goal in mind. Other than that, I'm just gonna enjoy it. So pick one focus and get it done. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'll do it. I promise. I remember the last time I said that, I actually did one. Then like 8 months went by. So, but to be fair, I did go through my busy period at work, which was like 3 months long. So technically only 5 months. So. I'm being a little mean because you get in your head. It's fine. Like, if thing is, if you're not mean, I get stuck in my head. So, and I'm glad someone is okay with doing that. So, doesn't mean if we ever meet, you can just kind of walk up behind me and just kind of like punch me in the back of the head. But to be fair, you wouldn't be able to reach that far anyway. I'm like a foot taller than everyone I know. So, and I poked you on that one too. You did. It's like a once a year poke. That sounds weird out of context, but the one she was like, "Oh, you, just get your fucking video out." So yeah, it's all right. I'm sorry. Yeah. See that this one here, look, there's a panning shot of like the elusive man's base. Like that looks so cool. I'd love to do something like that. All these panning shots. Exodus seems like Master Race Reborn wanted to be. Yes. But then that's it. Like Exodus, the team actually got like time to like build the game they want. So what I'm hearing is I need to be mean to you. Well, no, hang on. Like 2 people being mean at the same time. That's just bullying. That's just schoolyard bullying. So. I do want to be supportive, but sometimes you need something to be more of to be more oi and less there. No, that's fine. I'm not for one for being patted on the head. I do need a kick in the arse, so that's fine. I think the time dilation thing on Exodus is going to confuse the life out of me. I think it's going to confuse the life out of everyone, but I think it's going to be in a good way. So it is a very interesting aspect of that game. So. And I am looking forward to that game. I'm very excited to see, because I just had my eye on that game for so long, so many years. And now it's like, I think it's early 2027, it says on the website that's coming out. Which is like a year away. So, looking forward to it. And I feel like anything that Drew Karpyshyn has his writing hands on, it's probably at the very least going to be like a coherent story, which is good. So, and Drew Karpyshyn is a very good writer. So, I'm only basing that on the games. I've never read any of his books, but I do want to read his books. I actually have 3 of them. Don't know. Yes, I do. I'm just looking over my shoulder. I was like, do I? Yes, I do. I have 3 of them. So. The next Exodus book is available for pre-order. I have the first one on digital and I still haven't read it. So I bought that for my iPad ready to go and I still haven't read the bloody thing. So what's the first one called? One of them is called the Archimedes Engine. I can't remember which one it is. The first one or the second one. Drew knows how to make an intriguing story, and this is it. I like intrigue. I like mystery. I like, to a certain extent, cliffhangers. Like where, like, I don't see something coming, and it just makes total sense that that was what was going to happen next. So I love that kind of stuff. Where your head's just like, oh. So, yeah. The Darth Bane books he wrote for Star Wars, probably. Yeah, like, I've heard he's got like so much like acclaim for writing the Darth Bane books, and obviously the Mass Effect books as well that he's written. and I really do want to read the Mass Effect books, definitely. I like my Star Wars, but not enough to go into like the books. I'm a nerd for a lot of things, Mass Effect included, and probably Doctor Who, but like I'm not that much of a nerd. I wish I was for Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but I'm not like obsessed with it. So he did a Kickstarter for an original story, and I got the book. I remember that. I can't remember what the book was called though. Wasn't it something to do with like Vegas? I had a picture in my head of what I think the cover was, but I'm probably very wrong. But yeah, Exodus is one. Star Wars is overwhelming. Yes, it is. Very extremely. Like, I'm glad that Mass Effect at the moment is just like a game series with a few books here and there. As soon as that goes to like TV show and potentially movies in the future, it probably won't go to movies, but it might do. Like at that point, my head's gonna be like, oh god, I need to keep up with games and books and TV shows and movies and there. So, I follow a bunch of this is mainly on like Instagram and TikTok, but I follow a bunch of like Lord of the Rings creators because I love Lord of the Rings. But I know so little about it because I've only read The Hobbit and I haven't read the original trilogy of the books. So I have them; they're behind me. But I only read The Hobbit, and I only read that because in an old job I was in, we had a really quiet week and nothing happened on the phone. So I just sat there all week reading The Hobbit, which is a great book. It should never have been 3 movies, but it's a great book. So, but yes, I have the 3 main books behind me over there. I don't have the Silmarillion, which part of me wants to read, but I feel like I should read the original trilogy first. Yeah. The Archimedes Engine was the first one, I believe that. I believe that's the audiobook I have. Oh, okay, cool. So the Archimedes Engine. Time Kings of Las Vegas. That was it. I knew Vegas was involved somewhere. So I remember a clock face on the front of the book, I think. So, but yeah, the fact that, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to change. I mean, you watched the whole Carla video there. I'm going to change it over to Exodus. Because we're talking about Exodus now, so why not? We got like a long video. Yeah, this will do. It's 9 minutes, why not? There you go. Now we're on to the Exodus portion. So yeah. So, and I know recently, like the most controversial thing that's happened for like Exodus development recently is the fact that the guy that led the studio is not so much leaving, but he's moving to a different part of the parent company that owns the studio. And it just seems, oh, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I think. Oh no, I'll be alright. No, I'm good. Okay. I may sneeze. Oh god, like 3 comments came through at once. The Archimedes Engine is the first, and the Helium Sea, that was it, because the Helium Sea is the red one, and the one that's already out is the yellow one. Comes out June 16th. I might just get the audiobook and just listen to it. I've been listening to like podcasts recently a lot, and I feel like audiobooks is a really good jump for that. I've been listening to so many podcasts at work in like the last few months. I feel like that'd be a really good jump. I need to find like a good audiobook app if anyone has any suggestions. I think the idea that humans jump into another part of space and then arrive and see weird aliens that are actually other humans who came through first is so interesting. Yes, see, because like I think the idea of this is the arc that June Aslan arrives on gets lost and they arrive way later, and the humans that arrive first are just like super evolved and they just own this like sector of space now. And it just seems like, huh, so we went from just wanting to find a new place to live to being douchey leaders. And I was like, how did that jump happen? So I'd like to see what happened there. But in terms of like, it's very sci-fi, and I love stuff that's like just obsessively sci-fi. and this just seems like it is. So, but again, like I said earlier, I'm big into like mysteries and questions and like wanting to answer those questions and stuff like that, and that's what the content I want to make it to be geared towards. So at some point I'm going to start trawling like videos I've seen, and maybe they put a theory out but they didn't answer a particular part of it, and kind of go from there. Like I'd love to do like based around questions and theories and stuff like that, because I think it just lends itself more to way more creative thinking and creative writing and creative editing and all stuff like that. Oh hey, that guy's in my thumbnail. It's like seeing a dad across the street. Oh hey, you. If you have Android, then smart audiobook player is the best. This one is iOS. I'm not so sure about. I'll have a look. Yeah, I'm on iOS. Unfortunately, I am an iPhone. Not only am I a console Andy, I'm an iPhone Andy as well. So, sorry, that's going to disappoint some people, I'm sure. So, but hey, it's just ease of use. So. I like he put his hand on like it was a gun then. But yes, but Exodus is a game I've been training for so long, and I've only ever made one video on it. So I'm very keen. I have the book. Heather visited me last year and she bought the Traveler's Handbook, I think it was called. It's on my couch over there because I've written notes in it. Like the first bit of the book, not the whole thing. Most of it's about tabletop gaming and stats for that. But the first nearly third of the book is about information about the races and the planet. So there is some good information in there. There's a really good couple of bits, not very big bits, but about, I don't think it's shown in this trailer. And I don't think it's been shown much in the other trailers. But there is a lady in some of the key art that comes up at the end of the videos, where she's got like markings on her face and her body. And it turns out it's like a living tattoo that like increases over time as like you journey to different planets and different systems and stuff like that. I just think that's a really cool concept. I also like the concept of awakened animals that you can talk to and have go with you. Like in the key art they released recently, like the box art for the game, there's literally an octopus inside a robot mech suit. Like, come on. Good God. So it's just there's a lot of very interesting concepts, and I know because Drew Karpyshyn's involved, and I know I'm mentioning him a lot, but I do love his game writing work, and I want to get way more involved in his book writing work. This just seems like he's writing what he wanted to write when he was doing the Mass Effect games. And there's a lot of good devs at this studio. There's a lot of people that came from like BioWare, Naughty Dog, and a bunch of others as well. So very interested in this game. Very interested. So excited to see when it does come out. I'll bring the Exodus Encyclopedia next time. Yeah, that one I feel like would be more useful for video fact-finding stuff. The annoying thing is I would buy it myself, but the cost of the postage is damn near the same as the cost of the book. So and it's just not worth that. So and I wish they would release it digitally, but they don't seem to be looking to do that at the moment. The Archimedes, like the novel books by Peter F. Hamilton, they've done digitally and audiobook and stuff like that. But for these books, because they're obviously like tabletop game related and they're like game encyclopedia related, they don't seem to release them digitally, at least not immediately. And I think that's probably a bit of a backward step. Not a massive one, but the way Drew described how characters feel, different sensations in the Bane books made it so interesting. Oh, that's cool. What were the three books he did for the Mass Effect novels that he wrote? Oh my God, my wire's getting stuck in my chair. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Mass Effect novels behind me. I know 2 of them are Andromeda related, but the other 3 I can't see because I'm too far away. Does anyone know the names of the 3 Drew Carption books that are the Mass Effect ones? Because it involved me having to go to the other side of the room with a headset attached, and that's not going to happen. So I will fall over, and I will look like a fool. I know you can't see me, but I will look like a fool. Oh, who's that guy? Hang on. Go back. Yeah, him. Who's this? Oh, I'm glad they stopped it when I wanted it to. Who's this beautiful? Ah, they look so cool. He's also massive. Like, this is June down here. Good God. If I can have this one as part of my party, I might just have a, I wonder if it's possible just to have a full party of awakened animals. Can I have the octopus mech person and Mr. Orangutan here? That would be sweet. And also he's like 3 times the size of me, so this, I love this. I want this person to be a part of my gaming team. Oh, hang on, wait. That went very quickly. Oh, I went too far back. Shit. Right, hang on. No, you went too fast. Okay, orangutan. Gaff. Damon. No, that's not look freaky at all. The hell? Oh, changelings. Oh, I read something about that in the book I have. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, carry on. Sorry. Revelations, Ascension, and Retribution. Yeah, that probably seems right. Hold on. Okay, 1 is Ascension. I can see the word Ascension. I can't see the other 2. The writing's too small. Fourth book by William C. Dice isn't the greatest. It seems he wasn't well versed on the law. Yeah, I heard about that one. I didn't buy that one, so it's fine. I only bought the Drew Carption ones, so that's fine. That's all fine. My sci-fi heart, not my height, my heart. My sci-fi heart, not my sci-fi height, lies with Drew. So, it's fine. I will say, back in the day, I used to read a lot of the Halo novels, and what was the one? Do I still have that one? That's an old novel if I've still got that. Oh, I do still have it. God, that thing's going to be falling apart by now. I've had that for over 10 years. Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, go back. Oh, you bitch. There you go. Pause. These face markings here are like a living tattoo. And like they automatically kind of get added to themselves as the explorer like goes further and discovers more and stuff like that. But I've always been interested as to how that aspect works. There's only 2 like paragraphs in the book that describe what these are. I'd love to do like kind of like an interesting facts video around that kind of stuff, because there is it was one in the, I'm not gonna be able to find it now, but there's a woman in one of the older videos at the end screen like this. There's 3 of them stood next to each other. There's June, there's like, I think it's one of the changelings on the left, and then I think probably this woman on the right, but she hasn't got anywhere near as many markings, but she has this like head bit. Oh wait, who is... Oh, William C. Dice, okay. You would think the guy that wrote Halo books would have done a better job on the Mass Effect books. Well, I was about to mention the... one of the guys that wrote the Halo books, one that I'm specifically recalling is Ghosts of Onyx, which gave you a much better idea about the Dyson spheres, the shield worlds that come into it when Halo 4 comes around. And it's a fantastic book, and there's a sequel to it as well, which I think I also have. Yeah, it's called Glasslands. that is the literal continuation of the much older book, which I haven't read that one all the way through. But Ghost of Onyx is a really good Halo novel, and it's done by a guy called, I believe it's pronounced Eric Nyland or Nyuland, and really good, like, really good novel. And I read that at Download Festival when it was like between bands. I didn't want to go see anything, and there was one day where I only wanted to see one band, and it was early in the morning. So I came back, just had beers, had food, and just chilled and read my book. And everyone was like, "Why are you reading the book?" I was like, "Technically, I'm on holiday. There's no bands I want to see. I'm not looking to get drunk. I just want to have a nice drink, relax in the summer, and read my book." And then, let's just say I wasn't the only one that read that book over that like week that we were there. Like at least I finished the book while I was there, and at least 3 other people read that book while I was there. So I made a little book club while I was at Download Festival. Yeah. So but it's a really good book. If you want to read the older Halo novels, I can highly recommend Ghost of Onyx. Really good book. First Strike's really good as well, because First Strike is kind of around like the beginning of Halo 1 or just before Halo 1. I can't remember exactly. I think I read one of the later ones, but it was going into like Halo 4. What's it called? Cryptum. I read most of Cryptum, which is the Greg Bear book, one of the Greg Bear books. Like, a lot of the wording is confusing, but the story is pretty good. So, what I don't like when it comes to novel tie-ins is when major revelations that should be in the games end up in the books. Halo does that quite a lot. That's one thing that kind of irks me a little bit. So, I want to see if I can find an older. I don't have many videos up because this is like, maybe it's this one. Let's go for the reveal trailer. I'll have to wait till the end, but yeah, I need to look into audiobooks and stuff, because I feel like, especially like reading in air quotes, listening to audiobooks, I feel like they'll be way better for me at this point, because I do have periods where I can just like chill and relax, and I'd rather listen to an audiobook and then make notes if I need to. So that guy's bullets did nothing. See, these kind of remind me of the Remnant Vaults in Mass Effect Andromeda. That little bit there, like this little bit here. I did see, I heard people shouting from the rest of the world. I did see that that people were like, oh, the way that people look in Exodus, like they seem to have like slightly bigger eyes and stuff like that, and I was like, it just seems like not so realistic. It's like, it doesn't really bother me. Like, I think it looks kind of cool. Like, when it comes to art style, I don't really mind. It can be realistic, it can be not as realistic. Because I'm more of a fan of a story and world building and mystery and intrigue and stuff like that, I don't care what the game looks like as long as there's a good story. So I want to see it's at the end of this one. June. I don't think that was June. Oh, it might have been June. Wait. Is it going to be this one? I don't think it is. Oh no, it is. Okay. Well, kind of. This woman here. Oh no, you can kind of just see it on her chest there. Like this thing here. I think there's a better look in the book actually, but I've seen a full shot of this woman, and you can kind of see it down her arm as well there actually. But like there's this like whole thing down her arm and on her chest, and I thought she was like an android or something. No, apparently it's like a living tattoo. that kind of tells your story of your explorations, and you can make it disappear with like a thought or like a squeeze of your arm or something. And then if you want to show people, you're like, there you go, this is where I've been, this is my story. So, but I'm trying to think if this is the same woman that you see in the key art of the other one, where she's got the markings like all around like her face and stuff. She's got quite a lot of markings here. They go all the way down to her, like at least her wrist and her chest here. So yeah, but I just think that's an interesting concept. Like, and I'm interested to know that concept of like the living tattoo will go onto your character. It's just little things like that, like little details that seem very cool. Probably not that consequential for the game itself and your character, but I think it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. So alright, what else we got? Let's do this one. Yeah. But yeah, then let this one play out, and then I think we'll probably wrap up there, to be honest. I know we didn't get around to a lot of Exodus, but I'd rather do a couple of videos on it first, then come back and do its own separated stream at some point. We didn't even touch on The Expanse, but I would really like to watch the TV show at the very least first. I've watched the first season. I own the first 3 seasons, and I have access to the other 3 seasons on Amazon Prime. So I don't want to go too far into making videos on The Expanse, unless that's coming out this year, which I don't think it is. I'm actually not sure, but I need to check on that actually. But so when can we expect the next video? If I can get it'll probably be the Exodus one, because that's the furthest along. Well, I was saying that I could probably do the Mass Effect Timeline one quicker, but I'm probably going to focus on the Exodus one because I've already started that. So that I'm hoping will probably be sometime next week, because writing takes a little bit. I still got 3 days off, so I could probably get the thing like written and done by the end of tomorrow, maybe. Voice it, get the audio editing done. Yeah, there's a lot of lore out there smithing. I'm glad they've done that. They're kind of laying the groundwork for that universe. Oh, look there. Here, look. I knew I'd seen it somewhere before. So look, she's got the thing on her arm thing, but now she's all, yes, I think this is the woman that's on the key art. But it is the same woman. Whoops, wrong account, never mind. It's fine. You're still spiffing. That's all that matters. So yeah, but like she's still got the arm, she's got the chest markings, but now it's on her face as well. So I like how ornate it looks as well, but especially like a moving tattoo. I think I'd love that concept. I think it's very cool. Very small thing, but I think it's cool. But yeah, so I'm hoping a new video within the next week. I want to get the Exodus one done because I'm already 2 pages into that, and the longest question is the one I'm working on right now. Everything else is probably quite short, so it won't take long to do. And then record the audio, edit the audio, and then just put it together. Yeah. And on one of these things, like I'll probably put it up around the same time, probably around about 8 PM UK time. But there's no set day for them to go up. Until I get everything going, there won't be a set day. So stay focused on that one then. Well, now I've been watching all the trailers and stuff, I'm kind of intrigued now. I want to do it because I've got stuff I want to talk about. What is going on with the chat on the screen here? Like freaks out every time. So, but yes, stay focused on that then. Yes, I will, I promise. But yeah, I am gonna end it there. We spoke mostly about Mass Effect, not a bad thing, love Mass Effect, and we spoke a little chunk on Exodus. We'll do one stream in the future once I've done a couple of videos on Exodus and I'm a bit more versed. I want to listen to the audiobook as well, so I can get a bit more into that. Weirdly, that book that's already out is set after the game, so I'm like, so he would have to know the ending to be able to do that book, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it's fine. But anyway, for anyone who came by, thank you very much for coming by and watching. I very much appreciate it, and I will hopefully reward your kindness with a video within the next week, which will be an Exodus video, because I've been wanting to do an Exodus video for a long time, about 5 years. After that, it'll probably be another Mass Effect, and then I'm going to work on listening to the Exodus book and watching the Expanse TV series, so I can get a bit more knowledge on that, and start working on videos on that as well. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all for coming by. I love you all very much, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.